Greetings, beings. Reverend Jacob Martinez here, Crystal Haiku Guy from artoflove.me and your father of tribes. I'm back with your September readings, and here to also wish our Virgos a very happy birthday. It's your season, it's your solar return. I was actually told to wear white for y'all right now. Last month we were doing sort of like a black-white balancing of polarities and also root chakra balancing, and they're saying we're more on the white side right now, and part of this is about a massive rebirth that Virgoans are currently undergoing all over this planet. So congratulations, and I hope that the year ahead is just fantastic for you Virgos. This is an M for mature audiences only channel. Please only be watching this channel if you are considered a legal adult wherever you're located. I'm someone that uses strong language, and I don't tend to buffer the messages that are coming through. I just say them. And so if you don't like that style, I might not be your guy. I also have a tendency to have long videos. I'm not a 10-minute video guy. If you're looking for a 10-minute video, please keep looking on YouTube. There are really good readers that do that. I actually break these down by tribal element, because that's how my guides and your guides speak to me. So basically there's 4 videos, and under each video you can just go under the video box into the description area where it says show more and click, and you'll see that there are some timestamps that'll just jump you to the different chapters, because there's 3 different signs that are in each of these videos, and so I show everything that I'm doing as long as my tech works, especially during Mercury retrograde. But it can be a little lengthy because I'm going to be showing me shuffle the 5 decks that I use, and also sometimes there are messages that come up and energy calibrations. I light different kinds of incense and things to do calibrations over all of the signs and the tribes within those elements. If you don't like that stuff, feel free to just jump forward. If you click on your sign, your sun, your moon, or your rising, you can simply jump ahead. And I do recommend seeing the sun, the moon, and the rising, simply because since these are general messages and they're meant to cover a broad audience, the sways of information should apply, but the specific stories might not tie directly into your world. To get the clearest vision of that, you would need a personal reading. And I can do those as well. If you go to artoflove.me, it's very simple to get into my schedule. There are also a bunch of other readers here on YouTube too that offer the services as well. So if you are looking for a closer look, please get a personal reading, but definitely watch your sun, moon, and your rising to get a good idea of what's going on too. Because again, can't get it right for everyone. As for gender, I will not be speaking specifically to everybody's gender accurately. That would just be impossible and silly for me to assume that I could do on this level for so many people that are watching. And far be it from me to insist that my interpretation of a gender is the one that another person would identify as. So I'm the guy that's going to interpret masculine or feminine polarities and speak to that, sometimes with an emphasis on art that I might see on a card or how energy is shown to me from guides. But please take whatever makes most sense in your world and apply the gender that makes sense there, because I believe that these things can be fluid and flexible depending on who or when or why it's coming into play, and that's going to be different for all of us. So use your own sensibilities and your own good judgment and discernment. And if something doesn't make sense to you that I said, maybe just file it in the back of your mind and see how the next couple of weeks play out. It might actually come into play later, because at the time of this recording, it is still the end of August. This reading is going to be for the first half of the month of September. Okay? We do prayer requests and we pray for people here. So if you or anyone you know is in need of prayer assistance, please feel free to send that forward. Either myself or somebody that works on my prayer team will actually personally respond to those messages. You can send those queries to prayer@fatheroftribes.com. We love to do that. I will also mention, if you're somebody that's been leaving comments on my videos from a Google Plus account, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I was trying to figure out, because somebody was sending me messages asking why their comments weren't showing up on my channel, and did I block them or something, and I couldn't figure out why they weren't showing up either. I did a little research because they were saying linked next to those comments that I couldn't reply to and that weren't showing up on my channel, and it turns out that that means that that comment originated from someone's Google Plus account. So thank you for sending me those messages. I did receive them. However, I was unable to reply to them, and they did not show up on my page because of something within your Google Plus settings, is what I'm finding out. So if you want me to be able to reply to that and you want it to show up on my channel when you send those messages, make sure that you've gone into your Google Plus account settings, and you need to actually make it so that anybody can reply to you and not just people that are in your extended circles. So hopefully that makes sense, and I do try to reply to all the comments that I get. Sometimes if there are multiple ones from the same person, I just, it's tough to keep up with everything, but I do my very best to reply to everybody. And if you didn't get a reply from me, and especially if you didn't see your comment show up somewhere on my channel or on the video where you remember putting it, it's probably because it was actually coming from your Google Plus account, and you just need to adjust those settings to change that in the future. So I hope that's helpful for you, and please don't feel badly if I didn't reply. It was certainly unintentional, and I did actually go and do the research to try to figure out how to fix it, but it's something that is within your user settings, okay? So with that said, here's how the readings will flow. I look at overall archetypal energy for the month using Caroline Myss's archetype cards. I enjoy these because they give us a light and a shadow attribute to keep in mind. For the physical material realm, I take a look with good old Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck that many of you are familiar with. For the mental sector, I use John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And for the personal, sometimes too, romantic sector, Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels Oracle deck. And I'm a guy that likes to pray, so I like to seal them all up with a little bit of practical advice and a prayer led by Archangel Michael using Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael deck. That's what I got. I hope you like it. If you do, thumbs up, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. And if you do want that personal reading, feel free to hit me up at www.artoflove.me, and I'll be happy to take that query. Alright, I'll see you on the inside of your video. What's up, air signs? I'm just going to go ahead and get started on your shuffle, and I'll pick up if I have anything to say, or if anything shoots out. If you haven't watched this before, I deal them all at the same time, and when I do, I deal them with the backs up until I get to the sun and then flip them. And I won't pick up unless I have something to say. So I'm going to get to the shuffle. If you don't want to watch all this, feel free to just click show more under this video here, and in the description box there are some hyperlinks, and you can just jump to whichever chapter you want, okay? 2 cards just flipped out, and also I forgot to mention we're gonna go Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. That's the order today. 2 archetype cards popped out. Pioneer and Poet. Pioneer, light attribute state. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. And then that was on top of the Poet card. There's a better look at that one. There's like 2 lovebirds there, huh? Light attributes, expresses soul insights and symbolic language. Shadow attributes, turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. I just started hearing a song. Someone to cling to me, stay with me right or wrong. Someone to sing to me, a little samba song. Someone to take my heart and give a heart to me. Someone who's ready to give love a start with me. Oh yeah, that would be so nice. I can see you and me. That would be nice. That's it's the Summer Samba? I think that's what that is. But that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, it just kind of, I started hearing like the piano. It's a cool song. A lot of people sing that. The one I was hearing, there's a magical woman that sings in mostly Portuguese, but she sang that one in English, and her name is Bebel Hilberto. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but I think it's called Summer Samba. Anyway, cool song, and that might resonate for somebody. Gotta get back to the shuffle. Alright, so I'm cracking up over here. A minute ago I was like shuffling around over here. I was just moving the the incense. And I started laughing. I was shuffling and laying down the cards for the physical material realm with the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, and I was getting like this really flirty, like, kind of energy, like this kind of like tickled pink sort of vibe. And you might not have seen this movie, but if you have, and you're as nerdy as I am, you might find it really, really funny. But there's this movie called Napoleon Dynamite, and there's a part where Napoleon's brother Kip finally meets his internet love, LaFonda, and they're just like not a couple that most people would put together, but they like totally work, right? And they're showing me the scene where they're like sitting together outside on like a park bench and like playing footsie under the table, and yeah, I started hearing this song again, that summer samba, so I'm gonna finish shuffling. They didn't flip over. I'm not gonna read them. So cards keep like trying to pop out, but I keep catching them, and they're not like flipping over, and I keep getting them back in there, but that one just popped right out. So you're gonna know if this is for you. Soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. So maybe you had a question before you turned this video on today. If that's the case, that might have answered it for you. There's a certain incense that I need to burn that I didn't bring here with me, and everything is going to move when I get up, so I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get that. I'm going to come back. I'm going to hit pause again, and we're going to start, and we're going to go Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Be right back. Hey, air signs, I'm back. Something kind of funny just happened. I was told to get the healing incense here. I've been using these a lot lately. They work really great. It's called Terra Healing Incense. It's an Indonesian incense. And I find it's really good for like emotional support. Excuse me. And I got up because I needed to go get it, and it turns out that I actually had it here, in this box, right beside me. And that the thing that I needed, I had hidden from myself in a very convenient location that I didn't recall, and for some reason the guides were telling me to mention that. Because they said like one of y'all or some of y'all might be looking for something, or might have been looking for something recently, and that it's just like in a really obvious sort of place that you put it. And if you're like me, where you have things like in a specific location so you know where all your stuff is, you know, you might not be used to whatever you did with that other thing, because it's usually somewhere else. But they said look in like a little box that you might have around. It might be in there. Yeah, it was actually literally right beside me, so I got up to go get something, and I'm like, why isn't it here? And then I just kind of walked around a minute, and then I just remembered that I had moved it. But I didn't remember moving it. It was like my guides were telling me, look here, you moved it. So maybe that doesn't make sense to anybody but me. But I was just told to mention it for somebody. So that having been said, let's get on to the readings. Like I said, we're going to start with Aquarius, and we're going to go Libra and then Gemini. So what's up, Aquarius? How you doing? Happy September to you. Can't believe it's here already. Seems like it's gone really fast. And I know a lot of you have been going through some major transformations. And I was hearing the words game changer and the real deal. They're saying the real deal, real McCoy, and I think they're talking about a love thing for some of y'all. And so whatever it is, it's feeling really powerful, and as I'm talking about it, I'm like starting to sweat like profusely. And sometimes when I'm getting messages from people's guides, it like literally, I start burning a lot of chi. So I think a lot of y'all might be on something serious, and I've been feeling it for a while. And yeah, I'm interested to see what your cards say, so I'm going to go ahead and flip these over, and we're going to get started. Well, Aquarius, you're showing up really strong in your month right now. Where to start? Well, I'm just going to start with physical material realm, because you actually showed up in your own reading. Upright. Major Arcana. Arcana. The Star. XVII. That's a 17 right there. Star card. Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. That is known as the Aquarius card. Many people. And what a cool way to show up in your own reading. That, I'm believing, is you. And they're saying it's your time to shine. And that's actually, like, you're the star. That's what I'm hearing. And I'll go ahead and jump to your archetypal energy for the month. Using Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. Spirit's given us the Martyr card for you, Aquarius. And the light attributes, straight off the card state, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And the shadow attribute states, addiction to self-pity. And there's a lot of upper chakra energy coming with this, and heart chakra energy. And what is this reminding me of? For some reason, it's reminding me of the energy that was coming through for Capricorn. You might be dealing with a Capricorn. If you are, you might be interested in checking out the Earth Tribes readings. And I'm just looking for the book here. I'm gonna pop open the book and tell you what the book says on Martyr here, Aquarius. Alright, Aquarius. Martyr. We've got 3 bullet points and a tip. First bullet point states, has the courage of one's convictions, going so far as to die for a cause. The second one says, suffers that others may be redeemed either spiritually or politically. And the third one says, Shadow Martyr utilizes a combination of service and suffering for others as a means of controlling and manipulating them, related to the victim, which is also another archetype in this deck. And the tip states, look for a pattern of giving yourself to causes for the betterment of others, regardless of the consequences. You know what? I'm just going to pop open my book here, because somebody got that in the last month. It was Murder. Scorpio. So, might not have anything to do with this, but sometimes when the same archetype goes from one sign into another, it might have, like, you know, a storyline or some form of continuity. So just mention that to you in case you might be dealing with a Scorpio person or have a little bit of Scorpio influence in your own chart. This could be a continuation of, you know, whatever thread or vein that falls into in your life. But yeah, right now the way I'm taking this is that some of y'all have been doing some really serious soul work, and it's just taking you to another place. It's like, you know, this person here, it's showing up in the star card. I'm going to say that's you here, of course. You know, if it's not, maybe it's someone you know. Could be, sure. You know, maybe there's a star in your sky. This could be someone that's, you know, really important to you. It just kind of lights up your world, you know. But if this is you, and this can be any person, that can be, you know, she, he, they, whomever. It doesn't have to just be, you know, one specific gender. This person, the water bearer, who is typically shown like in astrological stuff, Western zodiac stuff, as a guy. It's, you know, they show it as a masculine figure pouring water. You know, it's considered a masculine sign. Here, this individual is often referred to as a female. It doesn't matter, you know, what gender you are, though, or how you see this really. I mean, they're just depicting this as more of like the feminine polarity of that energy, which is kind of interesting, you know. You don't always see it like that. But anyway, where I was going with this person here, who I'm just going to say is you, if you're the Aquarius or person with, you know, sun, moon, or rising, or some strong Aquarian influence in your life, this person, to be showing up upright in this reading, it's really done a lot of work. This is a major influencer, this kind of energy, anytime you get a major arcana like this, and you're showing this person contributing something that's really like fertilizing nature and creating like a synergistic sort of loving influence on their environment, making things grow. That's your alchemy, Aquarius. They're saying you did a lot of soul searching to be that abundant and to give of yourself so freely. And that's really you in the sky too. Some of you are going to be in touch with that, and the fact that, you know, there's a sort of a holographic influence that we all embody here to some regard. And some of you are actively the participant, and you're spreading that into the world and planting those seeds, or, you know, bringing the water, as it were. And that's really you on a path that you're going straight up. I keep hearing ascension. I was getting that with, I think it was Virgo. You might be dealing with a Virgo. Maybe you have some Virgo in your own chart. Maybe you have a special person in your life that's got some strong Virgo influence too. Y'all are doing something similar. And so if that, you know, is relevant to you, you might want to check out the Earth Tribes video, which I just uploaded earlier today. And let's see here. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm not too worried about the shadow here, you know, this addiction to self-pity. I think that might be more other people around you, because two things. Number one, on your mind, what's showing up? Prosperity Begins card. This is the Ace of Pentacles in the deck that this card is in, the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, a little more traditional deck. This is like something new and tangible starting. It's usually got a nice financial benefit, and here I'm seeing love, and I heard commitment for some coming together. You did notice the two hands and like the tree growing right there. You know, there's something coming together that has a lot to do with how you've kind of cultivated that land and fertilized it with the love of your heart, and that thing that you've poured from yourself, you know, that you've shared. Might have brought some of y'all some love. During Virtue's Romance Angels deck. You deserve love. You are lovable, Aquarius. So, I don't think there's much self-pity going on here. I really think you might have some haters. I hear that a lot of people are jealous of you right now. And some of them might be people that are like too close for comfort, I'm hearing. And Archangel Michael is saying it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. And I think you got this just a couple weeks ago too. I've got my book here. You know, I cross-reference and I make sure I catalog these. But let's see here. Aquarius. Yep. August readings, 2016, Archangel Michael. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. And it's the same card you're getting again. So, it's only been a month. Maybe it's really time to go if you haven't done it yet. So, you're going to know what that's about, if that's relevant to you, but it's looking good here, Aquarius. It feels really good. I'm going to pop open the book to read to you what this card says. Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, John Holland. And this one here says, 1. Prosperity begins, Aquarius. Again, this is what's on your mind. So they say this is what you know is happening. If you don't know it, well, you should. And I'm here to just let you know that prosperity is forthcoming if it hasn't already begun. So, it says, this card brings a message of beginnings, prosperity, wealth, and new business, which could soon be in the palm of your hand. It may result from your hard work, past efforts, and investments, or it could show up unexpectedly. It may even be presented as a gift. With careful and diligent planning, recent endeavors and money-making ideas show great possibilities and promises of monetary gains. This is a time to focus on the most beneficial outcome. Expect the best and envision that project or new job having a successful result. Feel it, see it, and most important, believe it. When you focus on abundance and the positive aspects of the material world and offer gratitude, prosperity in all forms will flow even more freely. And that's an ace. If you look in like this deck here, the Rider-Waite-Smith, the way that they show it is like a gift coming from the heavens. There's like a hand presenting this token, you know, this coin, and it's like a big yellow thing in the sky, kind of like that thing over your head. And I'm hearing for some of you the words birthright. They're saying that it's like the thing that you came to do is the thing you're actually doing. And that the funny thing is that some of you have been really selfless about it, and you didn't even realize that you actualized and that it was actually the high path. And so bravo, that's amazing. Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Yeah, they're saying that's you. And that if you haven't started receiving the praise yet, that you will, you know, it's going to give you like pretty much like wings. Like they're throwing stuff at this person here. He, she, they, whoever that is. I think that's you. I think that you have covered yourself in love. And love is being thrown back at you. That green shirt that guy's wearing there, that person, you know, that's like a heart chakra color right there. It's covering their chest and their arms. And they're just like floating. They're like levitating, and people are throwing flowers and shit at them. There's like these like pink triangle dart things, you know, that are being like launched at this person. And that's heart chakra stuff. So they're saying you're loved and beloved, and that it is your time to shine, Aquarius. You showed up right, and you're reading next to what some would call a gift from God. Prosperity begins. Some of y'all got something sweet going on too, on the love front. And they say you earned it. You deserve it, because you are lovable. I'm going to read to you what the book says on that one. It's making me smile. Okay, Aquarius. They say you deserve love because you're lovable. The romance angels are cheering you on in your quest for great love by letting you know that you deserve it. As a child of God, you're naturally a loving and lovable person, as is everyone. You have the right to be treated with kindness and respect by everyone in your life. If you've had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. And this card is a reassurance that you do deserve it. You're a beautiful being of God's pure love and light, no matter what any person has said or done to you, and no matter what happened in the past. God's handiwork can never be undone. The more you affirm, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving, the more this experience comes true for you. Affirmations help you believe spiritual truths at a deep unconscious level, and this in turn allows you to attract loving people, relationships, and circumstances, and you definitely deserve that. And they're saying you really need to know that because some of y'all have been stuck in an unhealthy situation for the wrong reasons. And they're saying if somebody is guilt-tripping you and making you feel like shit and making you feel badly for who you are and telling you stuff that isn't really true about you, that's just projections about their own broken consciousness, that, you know, maybe it's time to GTFO. That stands for get the fuck out. You're gonna know if you need to do it. And you know what? See that big angel standing there with that big sword? He's ready to get in there and help you cut some bullshit out of your life. And I'm being told that that might have something to do with that gift, that prosperity coming into your life, that new beginning. You know, there's something that's waiting for you. There's something that you've been waiting for, maybe, or something that you've been seeding and tending to and pouring out the love of your heart into and growing it. And if it hasn't started sprouting something groovy yet, looks like it might pretty soon. So just remember that you actually do deserve it. And if you are feeling some self-pity or like just like underappreciated by some people that might just be negative in your life, or maybe treating you like you're not so great, or that the things that you're doing are with ulterior motives when you know what you're doing. And let me remind you, you showed up upright if this is in fact you in your own reading, which I think for the majority of you it is. Just remember, you've got good things coming to you because you earned it. Maybe that's you right there. See that person? I'm just going to say she. Could be he, she, they. She's got some backup. There's like all kinds of angels standing behind her. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting like 4. And I'm not really sure what this situation is, but it's dark. And she's been trying to take her time in aiming for something. She's going with some precision. She's got some backup there. And you don't just get backup like that. You don't have 4 angels showing up, you know, behind your back and like this big fool here. Oh, I shouldn't call him a fool, but this guy. Girl, the big old sword, ready to cut some bullshit out of your life with you. You don't show upright as a major with prosperity right here on your mind and in your now sector, showing up as partnership. unity. If you've been flying crooked, it doesn't happen, because you reap what you sow. You know that, Aquarius. So someone's throwing some of that stuff at you. Most likely projection, perhaps in GTFO time. So you're gonna know if that's for you. And if it is, they're saying that you have the ability to literally transcend this, because whether or not you realize it, that's kind of like you've been somehow, since you've been following your guidance and you've really been working on that internal process with yourself that's allowed you to show up so strong in this reading, right? Like these two here. You know, this is pretty enlightened energy, guys, gals, others. And they're saying that, you know, that energy that you put forward, this direction that you took time to, like, precisely direct yourself towards, whether or not you realize it, you really set yourself up. There's a lot going on in this picture. You know, a lot of times people will say aces, you know, that they might not be so strong because it's like a new energy. And that is sometimes true. And in this art, in this deck, it's a little different though. This ace has a really deep root. Look at those deep roots coming out of that seed. And there's two hands coming from two opposite places. There's stuff growing out of it. There's prosperity, there's butterflies, there's fruit. You know, there's seeds, there's really deep roots here. And so this beginning was well established. And they're saying that the way that you've tended to the situation in your life, and that you might know this, and if you don't, let me just be the one to remind you. The things that you've done have actually set up multiple areas of your life to bear fruit. And so, you know, if you're having any questions or doubts about your self-worth and whether or not you can, this is a reminder that you do, and that you can, and that, you know, it's something that you've earned, and that if you're not experiencing that from your surroundings and from your immediate world, it might be time to kind of extricate yourself from the situation and replant yourself. That, you know, that's not necessarily uprooting or undermining this thing, okay, that you've built and that you've been working towards, even if it is somewhat in its infancy. They're saying that, you know, it's not always what you can see or experience in your five sense realm immediately. And, you know, sometimes you have to have a little faith in that, and that now is the time to keep having that faith, because that's actually what's been guiding you. You know, you've been doing things, a lot of things selflessly, and just pouring yourself into a service. Many of you are into service to others, and I think it's a really high calling. And, you know, there's a lot of heart chakra here too, but that color, that sort of like fuchsia color that the martyr is written over, it's like some upper chakra stuff, you know? And so you really are the star. It is your time to shine. It's coming together, even if you haven't seen it yet, Aquarius. I'm saying, you know what? You earned it. It's coming your way. Don't let somebody be getting in your mind. And if there are people like hating on you, or maybe it's just time to move on, you know, maybe it's time to take that new step. Maybe there's something that you know you need to do to kind of solidify, seal the deal. That's what I'm hearing. They're saying if that's the case, you know, maybe now's the time to do it. And maybe it's not so dramatic as, you know, it being like a bad, negative situation that you have to leave, but really just turning the page on it, and maybe just saying that, you know, for you to not keep going forward in that next step, you know, and allowing yourself, is what I'm hearing, to be the recipient of that, all that you've seeded, that, you know, that would be unhealthy for you. And so, you know, don't let it get in your mind, and keep that as a tip, please, if you are in a situation that is unhealthy. And just know that if you need help, there are a lot of people that can help in this world, that do offer help, and now is a really good time to consider asking for that, because it seems like somebody might already be in your world even, that would be waiting with open arms to actually help you, and that they have the tools to help you do it. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm being told that you've earned that too. You've helped a lot of people, and that, you know, if you just let somebody know that, you know, maybe you need a hand, they're going to be there for you. They got your back, and you might have more people behind your back, like backing you up, than you realize, because there's like 4 angels there behind this lady. That's pretty good backing, if you ask me. So, you know, even if you feel like you might just be blowing in the wind sometimes, and, you know, maybe you feel like you got shit being hurled at you, and you're not really sure who's got your back, but guess what? Got some angels showing up there, Aquarius. Okay, and if it is unhealthy, get the fuck out if you can. Time to move on. Everything's looking really good, so I don't think you really have anything to be afraid of here. So I hope you choose to do it if it's in fact for you, and you're gonna know. So we're gonna end this on that one. I'm gonna seal it up with a prayer for you, Aquarius. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Dear Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? I thank you for helping me hear your answers, for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. Amen. Alright, Aquarius, that's what I got for you. Hope it made sense. I hope you liked it. And if you did, thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Subscribe, share. And if you have a prayer request, feel free to hit us up. The email address is below. It's prayer@fatheroftribes.com. If you want a personal reading, feel free to go to artoflove.me. It's really simple to get in my schedule. And if I don't hear from you, I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. And I'm back for your mid-monthly reading. So enjoy the start of your September. We'll talk to you soon. I'm just going to clear these cards up out of the way from Aquarius. And get the board cleared. And then we're going to get started with Libra. Everything's still burning here, so I think we're just going to go ahead and get started. What's up, Libra? How you doing? Happy September. It's here. So fast. I'm going to flip your cards over. Alright. You got 2 8s showing up here, Libra. And actually, back on my book, your archetype card just showed up a couple weeks ago, actually. So I'm going to start there and just mention to you that it's the same card that Taurus got in the mid-August reading, so just a couple weeks ago, the second half of August. Actually, still going on right now, because today is, you know, the 23rd, so you might have some Taurus in your chart. And if you don't, perhaps you're dealing with a Taurus person, Sun, Moon, Rising. Perhaps the saga continues with you, Libra. Slave, showing up in the archetype for the first part of September. And straight off the card, it states, light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Wow, I can't talk right now. Shadow attribute state, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into the book here and tell you what it says. Alright, Libra. Slave. Give us another word to keep in mind. Puppet. And then there's 2 bullet points and a tip. Surrenders to the divine, a higher power, or a trusted spiritual master to become truly free. And the second one says, the shadow slave lacks the power of choice and self-authority and follows orders that violate one's integrity. And then the tip says, do you have a history of becoming a slave to the system, or is slavery part of your genetic history? So they're saying that I need to jump here. Romance angels, this is the personal / romantic sector. You've got the let your friends help you card showing up. It says ask for and accept support from others. So this doesn't necessarily have to have a romantic implication. I'll just say, I know this is like a romance deck. Sometimes it doesn't have a romantic implication for people. I mean, it very well could. You know, there's a possibility that this has to do with a relationship and just feeling like somewhat unempowered about what to do. And, you know, they're just saying you might have some friends or some guidance that's accessible to you to help you with that. But really the way I'm taking it, too, is just that energy of having some solidarity around you can really be effective in helping you navigate how the slave energy might be showing up in your world, you know. For some people, this could just simply be saying that you are just working way too hard or way too much, and you know, maybe there's a good reason, you know, maybe that's just how things have been. And you know, I mean, adulting can be tough, and so, you know, that's what it is, you know, it is what it is, right? You know, you're doing what you can. But in other situations too, they're just saying, you know, some of y'all have been just like doing a lot of busy work because you've been feeling stuck for a while and just like trying to feel productive when you've had like a lot just going on, and that you've got some really good people in your corner that can help you. And I also have this showing up. 8 of Wands, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. And that's your physical material realm. This feels a lot like falling in love sometimes, you know? And I'm hearing for some of y'all, that might be the case. And it's just like something that's just like kind of taking over. Yeah. And they're actually saying some of y'all are taking a trip too. Like I'm seeing some air travel and maybe actually even a cruise for some of y'all. It's on the mind here. This is normally the 8 of Pentacles, like if you were in this deck, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. So another 8, right? So 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. I'm hearing passionate new beginnings, and actually just things that you've worked really, really hard for. Because like this here, in the, in the more traditional deck. A lot of people refer to that as like the craftsman card, and the way I usually see it, you can choose any gender, but it's, I'll just say a guy, and he's like at a workbench, and he's like kind of bent over, and he's working on some coins and doing something beautiful, and he's got them all over the place, and he's just really been focused. Maybe working too hard, maybe working overtime, doing that slave thing with the work, but really passionate. Usually that's something that somebody really likes a lot, and they're like doing it so much that sometimes they get consumed with it, and they might forget to do other things, and it's not a bad thing. It could just be a lot if you're really consumed with that, and I feel like that could be the case with something like slave showing up. So, I'm just hearing that you might need to get up and take a break. This might be a really good time to do it, especially if you've been, only pouring yourself more into work because of some kind of, fears jumping off here at the bottom. This is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So external authority could just even be, just pouring yourself into work, right? So keep it in mind if that might be you, and they're just saying that you really know what you need to do, though, and jumping ahead to your Archangel Michael card, it says your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. And so, the way I'm seeing it here, there's like a big angel. It's like standing right there beside this woman. And, they're saying that, that angel is actually her. That's like, her own conscience, her own inner guidance, and maybe that's what this is saying too. Maybe be a friend to yourself. Let yourself be a friend to yourself. A lot of you have really great friendship skills and are the person that others turn to. Libras are known for that. You know how to be pretty impartial and see both sides of things and just be really fair about and selfless about how you sort of diagnose things and how you analyze what to do. And a lot of times your friends actually come to you because they know that they can trust your counsel. And so I'm hearing for some of you, this isn't even an external thing. This is like kind of like let yourself be the good friend to you, the inner guide that is also, called upon by others. Let that be your own guide, be your own friend, and take a time out if you need to. And I think some of y'all might be planning vacation or something, planning to go somewhere, because I've seen this card show up like that a lot. And you got 2 8s here. I don't know what 8s mean to you, but it's a pretty good number. I'm going to read to you what the John Holland book says about this card. Alright, Libra. 8. Positive movement forward. You're a true artisan, for you have the craft, skills, knowledge, gifts, and talents to assist you even more to advance in a positive direction. The number 8 always denotes prosperity and abundance, but in this case, it's your efforts that have gotten you to this point. Good for you. This card often comes forth to honor and recognize individuals who are in the fields of art, design, music, and education. When you follow and build on your passion, the soul can truly express itself and then assist you to move closer toward your highest good. An opportunity could suddenly come up with an offer for an apprenticeship. Notice if there are areas of passion that are trying to manifest into your world. When they arise, you'll have ample moments to share them with others. And you got 2 8s. So if you're feeling unempowered or like you have some fear around your own ability to move forward for prosperity reasons, let me remind you what that book just said about the number 8. Okay, you might want to research some numerology too, just for your own self, to see what that number means to you. But you got 2 8s showing up here, Libra. You're dealing with an Aquarius. So I heard Aquarius and I almost said it. But, you know, 2 8s showing up. You see you're going somewhere. Both of these are showing some movement. And it's also possible, too, you know, these could be characters that you're dealing with in your physical material realm, just since these are wands. These could actually represent individuals or like how a situation's happening. And if there are people involved, if you're not the fire person, if you don't have fire element in your own chart, somewhere predominantly, like your sun, moon, or rising, it could be another person that you're dealing with that, you know, is a wandy person. And I should also say too, you know, I think I mentioned it, sometimes this is falling in love. And I was getting a lot of like a flirty, just falling in love energy when I was shuffling and preparing for all of the air signs, and they're saying it's a good direction and that maybe that's what this is that this person has set off for and why they've worked so hard. You know, maybe they've been working so hard because there's something that's been guiding them and pulling them in their heart, and it's taking them to a totally different place, someplace far. I'm seeing over water. And they're saying you might have some friends that are involved, or someone you're going to see, or someone that's there that really wants to help you. Oh, that's funny. And I'm just seeing this totally different than I've ever seen it before. This person's kind of in like an awkward gyration, but I'm seeing it like, hey, we're going. And she's like doing a dance, and she's like excited. Let's see what the book says on this one here. Romance Angels on Let Your Friends Help You. Okay, Libra. Alright, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. The Romance Angels are helping you via other people to the degree that you'll allow this assistance to occur. This card indicates that you need to be more willing to ask for guidance, especially within the context of your love life. For instance, discuss your feelings, hopes, and dreams. Then allow others to help you. Perhaps they'll offer support, give advice, or even know of a potential partner among their acquaintances. This card is a signal that you'd benefit from spending quality time with your friends. If you're currently in a relationship, you'll get renewed enthusiasm by having regular outings with good friends. If you're single, then spending time with these special people will get you out of the house, bring in fresh energy. Your friends may also introduce you to a wonderful romantic partner. So, they're just saying that if you haven't met that partner yet, if you're looking, because I know some of you aren't, but if you haven't, that it's actually going to be something really cool. You know, I'm just seeing this word here, divine, coming up, and they're just saying you've worked so hard that it's like you're actually calling in a whole other new quality of connections in your world just because of how you've been trusting your inner guidance and allowing that to move you forward. So definitely, you know, if you are just looking for any feedback on the direction that things are going, I'm just being told that you're surrounded by good counsel and people that are trustworthy, that you can speak to, that are there, and that are really going to be, in some cases, strong avenues to help you precipitate to yourself, you know, more of that. So if it is a quality connection with perhaps a romantic partner, you know, you've got the right players, if you will, involved in your life right now to help you make it come together. And it seems like you've actually got a lot of admirers too. I'm just noticing, like, this one person just really looks like, you know, let's just say she, but this could be he, they, other. You know, they just have, like, all these people looking to them with admiration. And so, that's you. And you earned that. So, if I'm getting anything else, I'm really not right now. Other than, there's a lot of brown and red here. And so, you know, maybe just work on doing some grounding and focusing on your connection to Earth right now, especially if you're making some big moves or you're planning on it, you know, because you've been working really hard and now you're planning to follow maybe some really powerful guidance, maybe from yourself and others that you trust. And they're just saying, you know, it might be a really good time to just make sure that you're feeling really grounded in everything that you're doing, because the movement is there and you got some backing. So I'm excited for you, Libra, and I'm going to go ahead and seal this one up on the advice from Archangel Michael that your inner guidance is real and trustworthy, and we're going to wrap it up with a prayer. Dear Archangel Michael, please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so that your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. Amen. Alright, Libra, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and if you have a prayer request, hit me up. Email address is below. Also available for personal readings at artoflove.me. If I don't hear from you in the next couple of weeks, I'll just see you again when I come back for the mid-September readings. So, God bless, take care, and we'll see you soon. Alright, I'm going to just clear things up here a little bit and light a little bit of sage, and then we're going to wrap it all up here with Gemini. How's it going, Gemini? Happy September to you. Just gonna come over here and flip over your cards. All right. Okay, Gemini. Well, they're saying that you've worked your butt off, for one, and a special bonus may have manifested for you that you weren't really expecting, and if you needed to hear it from somebody, let me just jump forward and tell you, Archangel Michael said, show them this card. Have confidence, because all of your hard work and your diligence has really, it's helped chart a new direction, is what I'm hearing. Your archetypal energy for the month, or first half of the month, really, the first couple weeks of September, using Caroline Mace's archetype cards. Spirit's giving us the networker. And I say that's you, just like, you know, getting it done. You've been corresponding. You've been very efficient. You've been putting it out there. And it's been like good stuff. Light attributes on this card state: enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And shadow attribute states: conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. I'm not picking up that second part so much right now. I'm picking up, you know, the first part here about how you've been working, and they're saying have confidence, because some of y'all are getting a nice bonus maybe you weren't counting on, and they're saying you earned it. So, soulmate showing up. Capricorn's been getting this card a lot lately too, so I'll just throw it out there. You might be dealing with a Capricorn. Maybe have some Capricorn in your chart. Maybe not. It doesn't have to be. But yeah, soulmate showing up. A lot of sweet energy here with the air tribes this month. And yeah, they're saying, you know, this 9 is showing up here on your mind, solitude. This is also known as the Hermit card in, like, traditional decks, like what I use for your physical material realm, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, Two of Wands. But here, this is Major Arcana showing up on the mind, 9, solitude. I'm also being told this is just about the 9th month, which is, you know, what we're in right now. Or, well, I'm recording this here at the end of August, but this reading is for the first part of September. I'm being told that's what this 9 is here, and that I know this could seem counterintuitive here too, because you see networker as an archetype, which is, you know, somebody that's out there, you know, mixing it in. Then you got this 9, which is, you know, it's a solitude right there. It's kind of like, you know, opposite energies a little bit, but they're saying that that's kind of what's going on here in the physical material realm. Something has switched. You know, there's been a gear switching going on, is how I'm seeing. I'm seeing somebody like literally like stepping on the gears, like driving a stick, you know. And yeah, they're just saying so if there's like any, you know, anxiety about that, I'm feeling a little bit of like flustered sort of energy, that it's okay for you to just, you know, rest a little bit in the confidence of your own skills, if nothing else. You know when you're good at something, and I think that maybe it's feeling sensitive. I'm remembering, like, there was a really strong message over the past month about some, you know, just some critical people, critical influencers is what I'm hearing that have been in your world, kind of just picking at you and, you know, the good stuff that you've been doing, because you've been out there, like, making it happen. And people I hear are really starting to notice you, you know, you've kind of, I'm hearing galvanized situations a certain way because of the way that you've really put yourself out there and the way you've demonstrated your value in the world. And, you know, it's kind of made you sticky. It's like, you know, it's calling things back. And maybe some of the stuff that's been coming back hasn't really been as kind as you have been to others, let's just say. And maybe that's part of why some of y'all, you know, maybe did kind of, you know, retreat a little bit is what I'm hearing. And so it's kind of on your mind is what this is. This is like, this is what's the mental sector card that we've used here. And just the fact that it's a major arcana, and that's the Hermit, which I think that's Virgo. Isn't that Virgo? I believe that might be symbolic of Virgo in like standard deck, so it's possible too that you might either, maybe you have some Virgo in your own chart somewhere, or are dealing with somebody that has a strong Virgo and influence. You know, this might be what's on your mind. And I'm hearing in some cases this might be something that you're thinking about, you know, wanting to reach out to, because, you know, there's a strong connection there. You know, there's these two fiery, passionate things, these wands, and, you know, I'm just hearing that this has opened up a different path, and in some cases maybe one that's got you turning your back on the past, on whatever that was there. You know, this person has moved from where their energy was perhaps before to this new direction where, you know, they feel that they've got like control of their world. You know, it's like within their hand, within their reach. And I'm just being told that it's okay to do that, and that you should have confidence in yourself right now, Gemini, because this that you have done has come from an enlightened place. Because this person here, the solitude person, the hermit person, they've created a beacon of light that has been their guide, and they've done that by taking the time to go within and contemplate. And so maybe having those haters around you and making you question yourself, and, you know, even if it was like some false shit they were saying about you, and I'm hearing there was some bitchy, scandalous stuff for some of you that was just going on with like somebody you thought was your friend, maybe, you know, false friend is what I'm hearing. And you know, it's kind of like, you know, you've kind of had to turn your back on that a little bit. But they're saying make sure you're not being too, you know, dualistic and turning your back on yourself. I can't help but notice that in this card here, physical material realm, yes, it's a wands card. Okay, so if this is a person that isn't you, actually, if it is you, you might have some fire in your chart somewhere, in your sun, moon, rising. Could be, you know, Aries, Leo, Sag. Or this could be a person in your world. But I'm being told that even if you don't have the fire, even if this isn't another person, this might just be you. And they're telling you to have more confidence in the totality of you as a being. Because, see that? Looks a lot like your sign, doesn't it? I know it's a Roman numeral 2, but it kind of looks like the Gemini sign, doesn't it? And so, I'm also seeing the two wands here. It's kind of like the Gemini sign there, right? But instead of embracing both sides of himself, herself, themself, whomever that is, it's kind of like they're just like going one way. And so they're just, you know, that can be a really bipolar feeling. And I know that sometimes, you know, Geminis even can sort of feel like that in themselves. And that can be a difficult thing. And so maybe that's, you know, something that you've been dealing with. And if that's the case, you know, maybe that's why you've spent some time, you know, alone in solitude. And they're saying that that's a good way to bridge yourself. So if you're doing that to kind of call it back together, you know, the energy is really good for that. Because actually, Networker, right here, it says enhances unity through the sharing of information. Or enhances unity even. We can just stop there. That originates within. So, remember, even if you're not looking for romance or a partnership of any kind, you are your own soulmate. More than any other soul, you've come back with yourself. So, keep that in mind. Don't feel like you've got to choose between parts of yourself too much, you know. Have confidence in the totality of your beingness and who you are. Because every part of you that is a part of you deserves to be there. And, you know, you don't have to be divided within yourself. And if you've been dealing with that for a while and it's been making you feel lonely, well, you know, they're saying confidence in yourself is actually going to be very helpful right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and start jumping in the books a little bit here. We'll look for some more clues for you. We'll start with the archetype. If I can get the pages to turn. Okay, Gemini. Networker. We've got some keywords, and they've given us 4 bullet points in a tip. Networker, messenger, herald, courier, journalist, and communicator. First bullet point. Expands sphere of influence by forging alliances and making connections among vastly different groups of people. The second one says, helps develop social flexibility and empathy that seeks commonality with those who might not seem to be potential friends or allies. The third one says, messenger and communicator have skills to disseminate information and power. And the last one says, shadow networker merely uses connections with others for personal gain. And then the tip to keep in mind states, look for a continuing pattern of forging links with others to deliver vital information and ideas. I think that's what you're doing. And I think they're saying that, you know, you actually took your time to sort of process these things, and it's really led you in a different direction, and that's what's actually getting ready to take place in your realm. So it's kind of like, you know, this might be you just feeling like you're in control of the situation in a different way, like you got a handle on it. And I'm gonna jump into the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book. We're gonna tell you what that 9 Solitude card says. Alright, Gemini. 9 Solitude. Stop! Your soul is calling out and needs to be honored and heard. The answers you seek aren't necessarily found in the outer world. The time has come for you to step back and withdraw from outside commotion. The Solitude card is a reminder of how important it is to pause, still the mind, meditate, reflect, reevaluate, and discover the wisdom and answers within the very soul of your being. When you become more aware of your soul and heart, you strengthen the link to the divine source, and you're able to once again remember your true perfection. Meet your soul halfway and schedule some alone time to commune with your soul, and also give the power of spirit the opportunity to reinvigorate you with life force and vitality. Conserve your energy and deal with one thing at a time as you follow the prompts from within. When it comes to moments of quiet inner solitude, it really isn't about quantity, it's quality that counts. The soul constantly draws to itself what it needs in order to learn and grow. For example, during this period, someone may step into your life, and by sharing his, her, or their own experiences, you may receive helpful insight and wisdom into your own. Traditional tarot archetype, the Hermit. And that's kind of what I was saying about, bridging these things together. And, if you're dealing with an actual soulmate, something that's come into your world that's helping you do that, that looks like some unity right there. That might be helping you bring it together. And sometimes in a really good union, it can feel like the best parts of your own solitude, because it's somebody that can hold that space with you. That's pretty intense yoga right there. And also, maybe there is just a pause right now before you're actually able to embark on that new direction that you've been calling together. And part of the reason might have something to do with, Mercury right now even. Month 9, Solitude month, it might be a good month just to inner reflect as you're getting it together and, getting your confidence and getting yourself all suited up for, where the world is taking you now and leading you. Because Mercury is in retrograde, and so, a lot of times when that's going on, especially if there's that Virgo influence in your chart, and I guess, Gemini's getting that too, because Gemini and Mercury, right? So, if you're feeling that, especially, don't let it defeat your confidence. Just use the 9th month for what it's best for, that reflection and going within, tapping into that inner wisdom in that direction that's led your soul in a new way. And I think that's what you're doing here. And I think that's part of how maybe this bonus has shown up here for you. A soulmate. Look, if you're not looking for anything romantic, please ignore this part. This doesn't have to be about romance. But let's be honest, if it is, that's looking pretty darn good there, Gemini. It's a great card to show up if that's what you're looking for. So you're going to know if this is, what you've been calling in or not. And if so, and you were looking to know if somebody that you're thinking of is your soulmate, they're saying yes, and have confidence. So I think that's pretty clear for those to whom it will be clear. And let's see what Dream Virtues, Romance Angels, Oracle cards, guidebook says about the soulmate card. Alright, Gemini, here we go. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. You chose this card because you wondered if a certain person is your soulmate, and the answer is yes. As we all do, you have many soulmates, beings with whom you share a mystical soul connection and life path. Soulmates incarnate with the plan of coming together for mutual, spiritual, and personal growth. As you suspected, the person you're inquiring about is one of yours. That sense of familiarity and comfort you felt when you first met also indicates your soulmate bond. This card sometimes comes to those who ask, when will I meet my soulmate? Or will I ever meet my soulmate? As validation that this will occur. Many times this is a person whom you already know. Although romantic sparks didn't fly at first, you'll have another opportunity to explore passion together. And in some cases, it might just be a business relationship too. You might not be looking for love. Maybe that's why solitude's showing up. Maybe you decided Now's not the time. I'm just networking and trying to get something started. You know, I'm taking a new direction. And you know what? Maybe you called in a good business partner. Soulmates can be business partners. Soulmates can be best friends. Shoot, soulmates can be your pet. You know, I've had pets that are soulmates. I mean, mine are. I mean, I don't even like calling them pets, to be honest with you. I say that because that's what other people understand. For me, they're companion animals. They're like children, you know? Those are my kids. And I know some of y'all might feel that way about somebody, something in your life that's giving you that feeling. And, yeah, if it is a business thing, hey, these two wands here, those are good. They're running parallel together, and that energy is upright. I feel like with this energy here, the networker going on, and your ability to influence others into coming together in the spirit of unity and awareness and empathy, it's going to be a great time. So everything looks good here to me, Gemini. And I think that you have every reason to remain confident in the things that you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up with that advice from Archangel Michael to have confidence. We're going to seal it up with your prayer. Right. Archangel Michael, please lend me your courage and fortitude. Help me realize that I'm one with all that is divine wisdom, strength, love, creativity, abundance, and health. Allow me to feel confident and peaceful about myself in all ways. Amen. Alright, Gemini, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. And if you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. And if I can pray for you, feel free to shoot me a message. The email is below, and I'm taking personals now too. So, artoflove.me if you want that. If you want the prayer, it's prayer@fatheroftribes.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you in a couple weeks when I'm back for your mid-monthly readings. And until then, take care and God bless.